From our video feedback, we learnt that at first it was quite a complex storyline, and a few people found it a bit hard to sort of grasp. They sort of understood, but not fully, and that was after the first rough cut. And obviously, we narrowed it down, sort of made the storyline a bit more obvious, and a lot more people understood it, but still some people said it was a bit hard to understand. But after multiple viewings, they got the gist of it. We also learnt that we apparently done good beat editing, and it looked quite in sync. There was, don't think, any out of sync parts mentioned. They said that it looked like an actual music video that would be used in an album campaign. We also got feedback from the band themselves, who said that it was an interesting storyline and they really liked what we'd done with the song.
We carried out 2 surveys, one from just after our first rough cut and one after our final draft. On average, from our results from the final draft survey, people rated the video 9.17 out of 10 for how much they enjoyed the video. So we took that as just an overall how interesting it was to watch, and just whether they liked it.
We think that because it was SurveyMonkey and it was anonymous, and we sent it via social networks, people that aren't necessarily fans of that genre might have just not liked it.
Which actually relates to another result that we got, which was 83.33% of people, after watching the video, would check out the band on social networking sites and would possibly buy their music. So we found that quite interesting. So the majority of people thought the video presented the band well.
Like a good introduction to who the band were.
66.67% of people understood the narrative.
It shows that a good majority of the people actually understood it. I think someone actually picked up on some of our intertextual references, such as things like 1984, Big Brother, Hunger Games to an extent. Obviously, when we first pitched the idea, we discussed that it was a really in-depth and complex idea, and that the political theme might be a bit hard for some people to understand. But we were quite passionate about the idea, so we stuck through. Sort of glad we did.
Yeah, so that percentage really shows that we feel we've managed to put across this idea.
83% of people that responded, so they liked the visual style and the colour schemes, and so we were quite happy with that because we tried to keep it quite grainy sort of colours.
Quite cool.
Yeah. So not things that would stand out like in a pop music video where it's all bright and colourful. We wanted this sort of desolate feel to it. We made it to sort of make a statement and make people think about like society.
One of the questions we asked in SurveyMonkey was what image people thought the band kind of portrayed and presented. The majority of people ticked rebellious, which is really good because that's exactly what we wanted. We wanted this kind of anti-authority.
That was sort of the brief we gave to the actors.
One of the questions we asked on SurveyMonkey was what image people thought the band portrayed and presented. the majority of people voted for rebellious, which is really interesting, and it's actually a really great thing to hear back, because this image we were trying to portray was to be anti-authority.
That's what we sort of interpreted from the lyrics, and we thought we won't just literally take our interpretations, we're going to interpret them through how we will portray this band.
The second most popular answer for this was angry, which also is really good. We wanted to have this kind of angsty feel to the band, particularly, you know, the tones, the underlying tones of the video are quite kind of sinister. So having that response of angst and anger was actually really good.
I think we wanted to bring the anger out more obviously, like bring it to the surface when we brought out the masks. So obviously we always had this underlying sort of anger, but it wasn't until we brought the masks out that we really let our anger show.